Tammy Bruce, Fox News contributor, David Carlucci, former Democratic New York senator. Some blue state governors today, David, with the president. And we had it on the bottom of the screen thinking that he might talk about that first. We now understand he's moved on to some other things. So we will fold back in. We're monitoring the president at the White House with those governors. But those blue state governors are about to feel some stuff, and those people are not being trucked in by Republican governors.
Yeah, I mean, this is a problem that I think everybody recognizes now. Democrats, Republicans alike recognize there's a problem at the border, and this is a problem that's going to continue. It's got to take a...
Why is it continuing? Why can't he use executive action right now?
In the world, and people, it's a magnet, right? People want to come to New York, Chicago, from all over the world.
But why can't the president use that executive action right now? He said he couldn't do it at all, David, and then he said, well, now he can do it before the State of the Union.
Well, he's tried different things, as we know.
But why doesn't he do that now?
By the court that said, look, your executive action is not constitutional. You can't uphold.
But we know
that.
Solution. That's not the case.
He's talking about some ideas now, but long term, we've got to fix this. The only way we fix illegal immigration is through legal immigration. People are going to continue to pour through. It's about how they come through.
I get the big umbrella picture, but it's a disaster down there. Tammy.
Well, it's a human disaster, and I do, again, Bill Melugin being able to, speak directly to these individuals. He has great hair and a great mind and great language skills. But I think that what we're noticing here, you see this expectation now, and realize not just getting into America, they're in America right now. They want to go to Virginia specifically. They want to go to New York. They want to go to Chicago. They want to go to, there's these plans. You've got individuals who perhaps are claiming, like the man who said he was homosexual, escaping the Muslim world. We actually have legal immigration plans for refugees for someone like that. But this seemed to be easier. From Mauritania, the money, not just from going from San Diego to Virginia, but from China to Mexico, from Mauritania to
Can you imagine how much that costs?
What that is about is important, but I think that this is where the American people see that this is chaos. It may be ordered in a bus, but this is not a way that a nation with that has sovereignty can continue to function.
Yeah. So while the president is talking at the White House, his poll numbers are kind of speaking loudly too. President Biden talking with the nation's governors. The new Gallup survey finds a whopping 59% of voters disapprove of his performance. And a new Marquette poll has former President Trump leading Biden head-to-head, 51 overall, 54% of independents who figured to be critical in this election. 66% of Democrats would choose Biden as their nominee. 27% are undecided. Ongoing concerns with Biden's mental acuity cannot be helping those numbers. Axios with this headline: Biden's cheat sheets at fundraisers are worrying donors. And he made another gaffe after meeting the family of Alexei Navalny, the Russian opposition leader who died in prison of mysterious circumstances. And now we're waiting to see if they're going to offer up anything.
As you state the obvious, he was a man of incredible courage. And it's amazing how his wife and daughter are emulating that. Yolanda she's gonna continue the fight he had underway. So we're not letting up.
So he met with Alexei Navalny's wife yesterday. That's what you saw there. David, what do you make of where we are right now with the poll numbers? I mean, they're being driven now by different things. This is not Biden's border crisis. This is not, anything going on necessarily with Israel and Hamas, Russia and Ukraine. It's a cauldron now.
Yeah, it's it's different issues, right? But the big thing with Biden is age. The big thing with Trump is the criminal charges against him. We saw the Marquette poll. We see the Quinnipiac poll that has Biden actually ahead. So it's neck and neck, right? And with the margin of error this far out, anything can happen. But I think when I look at this, yes, Biden has his problems. We've seen the comments that he just made. But I think those are far better than the comments Trump has made when he talks about Navalny and how he is comparing himself to him as this martyr and really criticizing the United States in saying that, cozying up to Putin. So even with Biden's gaffes and slipping on names, I think it's far better than what Trump is doing. Trump is proving to be his own worst enemy and giving Biden so much room.
I know you say polling numbers don't matter this far out, but polling numbers are mattering this far out.
They're a snapshot.
Because this Oh, a snapshot that has been bad ever since the exit from Afghanistan. They're not just a snapshot of like a week. It's been a while
Well,
now.
that's why I say
so
the
I
Quinnipiac
saw you
has Biden ahead.
responding to the Trump versus Biden.
I don't have a poker face. I think that's pretty apparent to your audience. This has been a trend ever since the lawfare has been used, where the Justice Department's been weaponized against President Trump. You might disagree with that, but that's how the American people are seeing it. So what he's experiencing has been baked in, and it's not neck and neck. He's leading the incumbent president in swing states. This is why Biden reversed his tailgate emissions dynamic, because of his problems with Michigan. And this is what you've got lots of, they're trying to like scramble around it. It's like whack-a-mole, trying to get him at least even with Trump. And after all the lawfare and the 91 indictments, the more that happens to him, Americans, not just the Republicans, that's why he's leading in these general polls. And it shows you the trend in how Americans don't like what they're seeing.
Well, and the stubbornness of some of those states like Michigan, those battleground states, it isn't just energy. It's going to be the Arab population there, particularly those who are against Israel, and call this president a killer. Call
That's
him
outrageous, though.
Yeah,
That's
calling
outrageous.
the president someone who has waged genocide by helping Israel with aid.
But may I say, if he had articulated an argument that is an American argument for everyone who's here, regardless
Why
of their
hasn't
religion,
he?
that he has not articulated the reason, that the principled stand about why we support Israel. So there's a vacuum, and you've got people who have not been convinced, and they're here in America. They may be Americans, maybe they're immigrants, but whether you're Muslim or Christian or Jewish, you understand the value of what Israel stands for and the value of supporting the Jewish people around the world.
Real quick, if you have anything to add.
Well, I think we see what's playing out in Michigan. There's a effort to try to not vote for either candidate, right, in the primary.
So they're just going to sit home.
Well, but that's what they're saying right now.
And if they're 27% undecided on your side of the aisle,
when you
having a bunch of folk, including maybe some people in Chicago, Illinois.
Well, as we see, that's why I say Trump is his own worst enemy. The comments, the gaffes that he's making.
No, I'm talking about Biden.
And encourage them
They're
to come
angry
and
with
cast that
Biden.
vote for Biden.
They're
We've got a
angry with
Quinnipiac
Biden.
poll that shows Biden
All right.
ahead.
You found one poll, cited many. All right, good to see you both, and I'm glad you're in studio. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.